Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Essendon vs Fremantle game, in which I believe Essendon came back from 25 or 29, something very similar to the GWS game at three-quarter time, and basically stole it. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me just double check that for you guys. But in the end, they keep their finals hopes alive, and now they probably have to still win another two games, I want to say, because they're going to have to get to 54 points just because of their percentage, especially now with other teams. I mean, they're on the they have the likes of the draw, so they are sort of offset compared to most of the teams. But being on 46 points, they're in ninth. Yeah, that would have definitely ended their season if they had lost that, because it would have meant that Fremantle would have jumped to 54 points, and the two teams competing with them for percentage-wise would be both on 54 points, and yeah, they just don't. They would probably be season over, as then it wouldn't change much about the top 8, but they would jump down all the way to 11th, and yeah, so let's just jump into this video here and go through the game recap. First of all, you see Zach Merrett at 118. I was pretty happy about this. Him and Caldwell returning to form. Well, I don't think Merrett was ever really out of form. 120, 91, 109, 97, and now a 118. Sort of averaging, what's that, about 105, 106, I would say. I can actually just double check that for you guys there. Let me just double check that across his last, I guess his last 5 will be the 91, 91, 109, no, it will be inclusive of the 120 as well. So 120 plus 91 plus 109 plus 97 plus 118 is 535. Divide that by 5, 107 average, so I was close. But yeah, he's back into form. A 39 in the first quarter. He ended up with 29, 6 and 7, which is just really good. When you get these guys, they're getting these 6 each on marks and tackles. It's when they can really rack it up just nonchalantly almost without even noticing. And yeah, that's what he basically did. Caldwell here with pretty much a similar stat line, 5 and 6 here, and that's why he was up there. He had a couple more disposals than Merrett, but in the end it was just fell short because of, I think, the free kick differential. Yeah, he had one more free kick against, and that was basically the difference. If he had the one less free kick and then also hadn't kicked the behind, he would have been level with him. But 48, 19, 17, 32, he shows that he can score very quickly, as you see here in this patch here. I would say here where 20 minutes to 30 minutes he scored was that 10, 13, 21, 24, 26, 29, 32 points in about 10 minutes of time on time is really huge, and that's where he got most of his score, it looks like. And then he also started the fourth quarter on fire with getting up to, very quickly, he got to 10, 13 points in the first 5 minutes of the quarter. So he can score in massive clumps, which is a good thing. Parrish, 107, I just think that he's had some really good games, but also some really poor games. And I wonder what's going to go with him next year, because they've found a midfielder in Caldwell. They've obviously got Merrett there. They want to see Durham in there as well. So I just wonder what's to go with necessarily with Parrish. And I don't know whether him or Shield or even going down the list here, not Dersma. They sort of ran the 4-man midfield of, and you've also got Stringer who can put time in the midfield as well. I'm trying to look down here. Is there anyone else that is really running the midfield? Doesn't look like it outside of that. So they sort of ran a midfield of Merrett, Caldwell, Parrish, Durham, and also Shield, which is 5. And then they ran Stringer in there as well. I would think maybe a little bit, but not 100% sure. Let me actually just get the CBAs up for that game in particular. 1 second here. But yeah, Parrish, I don't know what to think about this, just because I don't know if that role is consistent enough. If I just bring up the advanced stats, the CBA, as you saw, Parrish 23, Merrett 22, Caldwell 20, Shield 17, Draper and Durham 8. So Durham must have been coming off the wing or something, but I'd much rather Durham in there, to be honest with you, over Parrish. But anyway, Durham ended up with 25, 6 and 5. What did Parish end up with? 34, 6 and 2. So they were getting their possessions and their non-disposal work in. Redmond with a 93. I remember a couple last year when he was really on fire to start the year. 27 and 8 for him. He really loves the kick to kick, much like that of Luke Ryan. String up Martin, 86. He's doing enough that he isn't going to be needed to necessarily be massively traded out. But he's not doing enough to really generate huge scores. It's just a worry of which defender do you actually go to pick up that huge score. Because Luke Ryan cannot be trusted. Jordan Clark, I dumped him. You've got a lot of other guys that could possibly be dumped. It's just a real different which one do you actually trade out to. And I don't know if there's necessarily a guy like even Duggan I'm not too 100% on. Draper, Langford, Roberts was really good in his debut, but it came at the most unnecessary time in the world. I don't think I'll be needing him because I want to move on to either a red dot or a Philippou or something like that who has the really good matchups the next couple of weeks. So Roberts is kind of unnecessary, which kind of sucks. And his score will carry over now. Good start, 18, 5 and 4. And then basically no one else here really actually matters at all. So there's that. Brian, I will say just 69. I think he can be a starting ruck in the future. He just needs to get time as a solo ruck because he shared it with the likes of Draper for a majority of that game before he was subbed out in the 7th minute of the last quarter. So you could probably add another 10, 15 points on top of that and that would have been his game score. So an 84 as a dual ruck isn't actually the worst, to be honest. Luke Ryan back to his best, 25, 33, 30, 33 with 30 and 9 marks, 3 tackles. Huge effort from him. Brayshaw, 109. He's been absolutely huge. 30, 18, 26, 35. Hayden Young kicked 2 goals, 27, 1 mark, 7 tackles. So not out of the realm of what I sort of expected with him. He did. So now he's scored and averaged 100 in the 2 weeks that I haven't had him. Probably could have dropped Martin for that, but I thought that Martin would have I thought Martin had the better ceiling. Including actually looking at Martin here, you'll see he had a horrific first half here and then just came alive in the second half and ended up with 25, 3 and 1 and 2 goals. So almost a similar stat line to the likes of Hayden Young. And he only ended up on 86, so he could have easily ended up on a lot more. Hayden Young, 26-point last quarter, but a 40-point first quarter was the absolute killer here, and that's what got him off to a good score. Jordan Clark here with a 93, a huge last quarter from him to get up to that marker. I thought I'd done really annoying when he was on 29 after 13 minutes. And I thought, oh no, I've actually traded out him, who's going to go 120 as well. But then he really slowed down and then in the last quarter picked it up again to get to a 93. If he hadn't done that, then that would have looked like the best trade. Sarong with a 92 in the end. I thought it was actually a lot lower. It wasn't actually that bad. It's just LDU went 120 odd. Not the worst from him, just a slightly bad second quarter. Ended up with 32 touches, 2 marks, 3 tackles. 2 free kicks against probably doesn't help either. Not too worried about him, to be honest with you. And it is what it is, honestly. Sturt, Cox, Bamfield, Switkowski, Darcy, Amos, Walker, Tracy, Wagner, Sharp. No one else here really matters. And then just look at Luke Jackson. I'm so glad I traded him out. So glad. As he went 10 touches, 3 marks, 3 hit-outs, and 2 goals. But basically, all that happened in the first half. And in the second half, he had a 2-point second half, which actually meant that he went minus in Supercoach. And that's why I'm just like, Supercoach season is done and over because of Luke Jackson. It was fun while Luke Jackson was soloing, but when Luke Jackson isn't soloing, he kind of is just a key forward at the end of the day. Only 3 hit-outs as they just left it all for Darcy, basically, with 33 hit-outs. That sucks. Heath Chapman, 38. Aish, Emmett, and Frederick with a 15 is quite weird to see for a for a guy that plays full games. So that's kind of, he almost got outscored by a game in which he played like the first 2 minutes in I believe this St Kilda game where he got knocked out, I want to say. So yeah, kind of shows how non-impactful he was, but he still kicked a goal, I guess, so he did his job. 2 free kicks against also didn't help his cause. But anyway, that is the review there. A good 10-minute review. If you did enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.